This is number 5 of rebuilding a very old horizontal steam engine, and this one is called Steam Cylinder Problems. I've already come across one problem with the cylinder in the earlier episodes. See if you can guess what it is. For the moment, I'm removing the gasket material from the end of the cylinder. It will be much easier when the cylinder is put in some cellulose thinners. So here I'm removing the cylinder from the bed plate. The cylinder is held to the bed plate with 4 substantial bolts, and these are very easy to remove. So there's no problem here. This cylinder has not been off this bed plate for a very long time and was securely stuck to the paint, but a tap with a soft hammer loosened it. And it's into the cellulose thinners bath for a good wash down. Can you see one of the cylinder problems yet? Very quickly the cellulose thinners is starting to do its stuff, and it's now much easier to remove the gasket material. At the same time, I removed the exhaust manifold, because the brass pipe that was screwed into this was a rattle fit. I decided to rethread the manifold flange, and I threaded it 3/8 by 28 threads per inch, and this thread is better known as 1/8 BSP. This means I can use easily obtainable, very cheap pipe unions to pipe up the engine. BSP threads are common on larger, older steam engines. They're not so common on the small ones. These use the ME range of threads, 1/4 40 or 1/4 32, 5/16 by 32, 3/8 by 32. Some steam engine manufacturers also use 26 threads per inch. The BSP range of threads can be very confusing, because the initial stated size, for instance 1/8 BSP, is definitely not 1/8 of an inch in diameter. Staying on the theme of 1/8 BSP, I thought I would also take the opportunity to rethread the steam inlet. This was 1/8 BSP to start with, but needed cleaning out, so I'm just using the tap to re-clean the threads. When threading holes or rethreading, it is vital to keep the tap at 90 degrees to the work. So when the engine's all back together, a quick trip to a plumber's merchant will get me as many steam unions as I need, all at a very low price. Looking at the cylinder covers, they're going to take some cleaning up. I think I'll start with the glands, so remove the stuffing gland cover, and rubbing this on a piece of sandpaper showed me how rough it really was. I won't get this with the sandpaper. I put it in the lathe and remachined it. I also did the same with the gland from the steam chest. So what are the main problems with this engine? When I tried to clean up the rear cylinder cover, it dropped from together, which meant it was cracked to start with. If you look at the colour of the cast iron, it's supposed to be grey, not black. So I'll make a new rear cylinder cover. I will also make a new piston rod, because the piston rod is a disgrace. And I'll also make the piston rod so it actually fits in the crosshead. Did you spot the other obvious repair? Where the stud is missing, the cylinder's been welded. The only obvious part of it is if you look at the top of the main cylinder, it's a little bit lumpy, but that's going to be covered by the cladding. The main weld has been finished off rather well, and the stud is okay, it goes back in the hole. So it looks like I'll be taking a trip to see my friends at Blackgates Engineering to see if I can get a good match on this cylinder cover, which will then need machining, and I'll show you that in a subsequent episode. So once again, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful.